Greetings friends and enemies, welcome back to Art by Plan. Today we just have a relatively simple piece. This was going to be used for kind of a OC chat about my character JAKU, but around the time I finished this video I realized I didn't really have her story completely ironed out, and I wasn't sure if I was sort of ready to share the complete details, as I didn't have them at the time. So it was just sort of a full body picture of JAKU, and it just sort of sat on my hard drive for a while, but I knew I was going to be out of town and I needed some more padding footage, so I figured I'd just put this video together, put her out into the world with the information I have, and just let it go. So here we have, like I said, my character JAKU. JAKU is probably my, well, not probably, she is my oldest original character. I've had her for what feels like millennia, and she's gone through a lot of incarnations, from being used as a fan character, a self-insert fan character, to being her own kind of character, and now she is fully seated in her own story, but I do still use her for like Sailor Moon and stuff. So yeah, her story as it stands right now is JAKU is a goddess. She's the goddess of witchcraft and necromancy, and she's just kind of, her character has taken inspiration from the goddess Hecate of Greek mythology, which is sort of where the characters in her story come from. They're sort of based on them, but not exactly those gods. I don't have, like I said, all the details hammered out, but that's the general idea. Like I said, JAKU is the goddess of witchcraft, and she is an old goddess. She's very old. She was around, during the war between, like I said, the gods and the Titans, and sort of helped the Olympians as they are now to sort of make their place, and she's very respected because of that. She dwells mostly in the underworld, and she has a sort of following, and most of her followers are young women in search of power in a world where they feel powerless. So they reach out to JAKU, and she grants them power and makes them witches, and they follow her and worship her, and it's pretty great for them. JAKU lavishes in that attention. She adores mortals, but her flaws kind of come in when she doesn't really remember their limitations. Like I said, she's very old and immortal, so she doesn't quite remember that humans are fragile and can die, and so she loses a lot of worshippers and people she cares about, which is sort of why she came to dwell in the underworld in the first place, was she wanted to be close to them again. And her love for mortals sort of peaked when it came to Banira. I think I've talked about in a video before that Banira was kind of a priest in her temples, and he was not just worshipping her, but he was literally in love with her, and her in turn with him. So when he died, she was extremely heartbroken by it and used her godly magics to make him into a sort of werewolf kind of figure. Originally, I think I said in the original video, I was just going to have him be a shapeshifter, but I do sort of like this immortality werewolf sort of thing for him. It's not all completely clear in my head. Like, for JAKU, her story is ever changing, ever evolving, and so I don't have a complete 100% of the details, and I wish I did, because she's a character I love so much and I want to share more of her story. I just don't feel like it's cohesive enough yet, so it's probably just me rambling and babbling on right now, but I did want to share what I have about her. So yeah, that's pretty much, that's why this particular footage sat on my hard drive for so long, and why this picture, it's popped up quite a few times on like Twitter and Instagram, where people have asked for a reference of her or to enter a contest or something, but I didn't actually post the finished picture anywhere, and I didn't post the finished footage until now. Originally, one of the things I was going to use this footage for, she was drawn for Jenna Drawings Draw My OC thing, but when she posted about it, she's like, oh, and make sure to include your character's backstory, and that's when I started realizing I didn't have a good solid one for JAKU yet. So again, another sort of thing that ended up this getting kind of pushed to the side. The stars did not align for this piece until now, when I needed some extra footage to fill the gap. So it's not a particularly complicated piece. One of the things I don't like is, well, yeah, one of the things I'm not happy with is that I've fluctuated JAKU's body type so much. She is a goddess, so she can shapeshift into whatever, but she definitely prefers a form with curves. She likes the chubbier body. She likes thick thighs, and So that's what she manages to keep. The long hair has been a long-standing part of her character. Like, when I created her, it was the height of my Sailor Moon obsession, so she had to have the long, flowy princess hair, and she's just always kept it. I've never been able to make her part with it, so she's kept that for all eternity. Another interesting thing I want to do was there was a art jam going around on Twitter talking about drawing your OC as when they were first created, as they are now, and it's not like a draw this again, but it's more sort of a draw them together. And I thought about doing that with her because, again, she's my oldest and my second most favoriteest character. I say that because obviously Maya is my favorite character that I've created. So yeah, I think it'd be fun to sort of do that, to do another video where I draw the two of them to JAKU as she is now in sort of this form and as she was then, which was a hot mess, let me tell y'all. You know, those characters you make when you're 12 years old and your character is the biggest and the best in the whole series? Yeah, she was one of those. So I don't really have much else to say about the piece. It's relatively simple and there's not much to it, so I'm gonna put you guys to some music. You can enjoy the sweet, sweet sounds of whatever royalty-free song I choose for this video, and I will see you guys at the end. we should be shifting on into the final piece here in just a few seconds. If you like what you see, don't forget to click that like button, leave a comment down below, and you can subscribe to my channel for a brand new video from me every single week. Thank you guys for watching. Bye-bye.